Um, in my brain, they're doing so much logical. I'm being forced to think in such a mm, nonsensical way as I'm a target individual. Um, first thing I want to call out and bring up is what you saw here in this video. Before clicking on the video, you saw a picture of a father with his daughter who's 9 years old. This man, unfortunately, is a man who died from a mass shooting, which looks like it becomes more obvious actually that it's most likely a target individual. The man who ended up killing about 18 people, which this man was one of them. Um, this man said that he was hearing voices, and which is already one big indicator, and those voices called him a pedophile. Another strong indicator. They like to say uh, derogatory things um, via V2K. It is nasty. And so this man thought those voices apparently were were coming from these places, the bowling and this other place, where he ended up killing a total of 18 people and hurting 13. So he did some real bad things, um, and that's sad because he was pushed to that level. This man that you saw in this picture, he apparently tried to save others and ended up getting killed. And it's just what this program does. It can push people to get to that level. And it didn't take much for this man, apparently. I think he started having issues maybe earlier this year or in the summer or something like that, and then just took action that quickly. But others have done that. I think Aaron Alexis was complaining of hearing voices and being manipulated for 3 months and then ended up causing a mass shooting that killed 12 people. So all of this is sad because the people who end up dying are not most likely not involved in his targeting. The people who involve themselves are usually some coward trash that can do so much horrible things remotely and try to push people into insanity, and this can be the result in some cases. In a lot of cases, not the result. In I think the majority of the cases, if it comes to harming, they harm themselves. But they do these things. And you heard the pedophilia thing, as always, is what they did. Before I made this video, I had to bring this up. And I know it's not specifically that, but they were trying to play with me and just making me think in these stupidity ways. Because they obviously, you can see there's a pattern of pedophilia they do to push people to break down. It's just so obvious. And so what they do is try to manipulate things around and create new narrative. I talked about there's one video of me, this video I've made where you see 3 pictures. I think you see like a perp who's trying to make me subscribe of this retardation as a next door neighbor. You see a picture of Billie Eilish in one of her video when she's like 14 years old or something like that. And then next to her, it's a woman who I saw on a dating app, was 30 years old or so. And they like to say, no, you think she's thick, right? Basically voluptuous. And I'm like, the reason why I have this other woman next to her is like, this is what I if that word came out, it would be like, this is what I'll compare. This is what thick is, right? I'm sorry for the language. This is what that's why a woman that you saying that this is that is little nothing. And no disrespect, but she was a kid. Just I'm not meaning little nothing. I mean, it's just like, this is not even. It's a tiny little, and they start making me think in these ways. And they see how they play with you because she's such a small little girl. She was at that time, and you see an actual voluptuous woman, and it's like they make me think this way, and they can trick you to think in certain ways to kind of flip things around differently. They make me think, oh, but you see this Billie Eilish is so small, like she can be breakfast for this woman. She's so tiny, and then they try to make me think, oh, even you, this is like tiny, you can it's like such a small thing, you can eat her, and as they try to make me think this way, they're trying to then change it into something sexual. Try to talk about eating meaning oral. And you're like, you see, you prove that, oh, you want to eat. And then you hear this guy come in and try to be like, it's going to be horrible. You're going to be killed. You're going to be stabbed. You're going to be screamed, die, die. And then I'm laughing because it's just such a stupidity of way trying to manipulate people. And I'm still seeing that as somebody who recognizes how stupid this thing sounds like. And they don't like that because they want you to be like, no, you're going to die. It's going to kill you. But I'm like, I can't help but laughing because I can see the comicalness of how stupid and how they come up with these stupidities to try to make you lose your mind. The way they just try to flip things around, I'm like, that's. Yes, I know I'll scream a lot, I'll be in pain, but you're saying that to me because you just heard how stupid these things sound. And I could stop laughing. It's like, oh, they're gonna laugh. It's like, I know they're not gonna laugh, but this is funny. Because the way you want me to think is just so stupid. And I obviously know the way you were trying to manipulate me. I understand my brain can be manipulated in so many ways, but this is just sad and pathetically comical too. Did you just understand the way you just tried to manipulate me? And then using this menacing voice. You're gonna die. It's like, I know. It's gonna be painful because of the way I'm seeing you guys. It's like that. You can, right now they're doing things with my spine and everything else, which is what they can do. But they can also, the way they manipulate my thoughts and just stupidity, I could not, like, you have, the comicalness of that is just something you can't escape. What? You understand how stupid that sounds? That's the kind of ways and then when they start talking, and they won't. He's gonna rape you, and then you'll die. You'll be castrated. After making me think this way. Now you understand why they say that at this time. It's because they want you to identify with this stupidity and make you think that makes sense. Oh my gosh, the culture, you see how you good, how your brain went, oh, we're good. And so that's the stupid things they do. And the reason why this was happening is because throughout a time I was on a meeting with people who like to pretend to be like this group of protectors of, this progressive, and try to make it seem like I'm this pedophile, when in reality, this trash work for entities filled with pedophiles. They do the pedophilia type of torture. You've heard that. You heard what they do. They systematically force you to experience disgusting pedophilia reactions. That's why they go with this Billie Eilish thing, try to make you believe, look, that's you, that you should take. And then come up with this stupidity. But even the babies, like, there was a man in this meeting that he has a picture of him and his daughter. And he used that picture to try to mess with me. Every time I see her, they do some kind of reactions that's sexual in order to torment me. It's foul. But it's systematically done to others too. They do this pedophilia type of torture. It's something they've done to others, and it's been validated by so many others. Matter of fact, they want me to subscribe to this manipulation so bad that even this retardation of what I just said before, somebody was in the hallway and they made me think about it again and made some noise, and slammed some kind of thing on the floor to make me feel nervous. I'm like, these people, I understand they enjoy themselves. I guess it's fun, but man, they're gonna die. They will die. Death is gonna come to them. They will die one way or another. This trash will die. But before dying, this is how low they had to make themselves be. They had to live ways and humiliating ways that are not based on financial aspect of humiliation or poverty, but humiliating in a way that how stupid they had to make themselves be. How can you respect yourself when you do this? Now I understand why they like to use childlike individuals. People who not only are children, but some of them think like children when they're adults, or try to make themselves think like children. I try to agitate when the reality is so obvious, it's beyond, like, unescapable. They can create all kind of retardations of thinking the obviousness is something they will never escape. And they're part of what you just seen. A program that caused people to kill many people. Mass shootings. This country has a lot of mass shooting. A lot. This year alone, total, there was about 400 mass shooting. That means mass shooting, I think, is defined as one person killing more than 3 person in one time, or in one moment or so, like that, or within a certain time period. This mass shooting that this man died from, it was the largest number of deaths this year, and the 10th in the history of mass shooting. And so this trash that are doing these things to me, that are doing things to you, are participant of this program that causes this kind of horrible things. And they utilize the same tactics, tormenting people with these pedophilia things, manipulating people in this stupidity and logicalness, and box it in to try to get you to subscribe to these things. I can never let them live their fantasy. I can't. That's why when they do noise campaign and try to make you feel nervous, it's like, if you think, what's that? Stop wasting your time. We know who's to pay those. You work for them. They call others pedophiles when the entities contracting this low life are filled with pedophiles. They project in many ways. For me, in my case, you see how they try to do this thing with Billie Eilish, this retardation. They make me imagine, is this ways of thinking, or make me think, this way so they can flip into something sexual. They can't say the name of a pedophile called Roy Moore, who picked up kids, 14-year-old, while these people are trying to make me think, okay, she's so small that she can have her for breakfast, and then and try to change that into, you see, turn into something sexual. Do you understand? And then these people trying to counter the reality of what they're part of. They're not only in a program that force people to think in these disturbing ways, these nasty ways, with the manipulations that we experience, that even the body is manipulated, the organs are manipulated. They work for entities filled with pedophiles, but it doesn't end there. They torture children. 3-year-old babies tortured, 3-week-old babies tortured. These people, I mean, if I was them, right, if I did something like that, I would try to, I don't know what I'll do, but I'll dedicate my life in charity and things to just, like, I will donate all my money, I will live off. Because what is going to happen to them? They're going to die. Can you imagine dying? Which the day will come for them. Some of them already died doing these things to me. When you have these things that you have been participating in, I don't give a crap about the conscience. I don't care about that. Be happy, sleep like a baby. But the day of your death, that's the scary time. Earlier people would tell me how I'm gonna die in pain. It's like, listen, I'm sure, but you don't know how you're gonna die, and that gives me a sense of peace. In every ways, they've been shown for what they do. They can manipulate me in all the different ways. They can make me think in all these damn near retarded ways. They can manipulate my libido, my dream, my memories, or whatever. Create stimulation, create thoughts. But what they've done has been said by so many. The way they've been torturing women, which is sexual tortures, and other torture, many horrible ways. The pictures I've seen of women they've been torturing, how they have handicapped them, the way they've been torturing children, the nasty psychological torture, the mass shootings, the way they've pushed people to do things that are so horrible, that meaning causing death to that level. I mean, there's an Aaron Alexis. He literally just like I killed because I am a human subject in this program where they are influencing my brain. They're using direct energy, and this is why I killed. So basically, that's what he said. This is why I did what I did. He literally said that. They've done so much foul things. And then the way they try to create this psyop was, no, it's our rape. Meaning that what's going to happen to you is ours. But whose rape is it when they do that to women? It's yours too. When you torture children, it's your torture. Because this is not a group of feminists or femme fatale. This is obviously these governmental entities linked to the intelligence community. DARPA is on their website. They talk about all this different technology they're working on. Department of Defense is what they're working on, which is literally what we're experiencing. From the neurotechnologies to the direct energy weaponry to everything. This is coming from them. And what kind of entities have that much resources, financial resources, to have a bunch of trash living around you to do this 24/7? You understand? So it's obvious who's in charge. And the PSYOP, even others have said, some people thought it was like this next door 14-year-old neighbor doing this. Others like the Russian mafia, the Russian government, the Chinese government. I'm like, listen, it's the government. Now, can a Russian mafia thing involved? Of course, this childlike individual living next door to me. If these people can be involved, anybody can be involved. Anybody. What? But I understand this person, whatever he's involved in, he's working as contracted by this governmental entity. So the rest, I will never be like, oh, the Russian mafia. Even if let's just say somebody who is within the mafia or whatever, you think, I'll be like, oh, no, I'm a target individual. This group of individuals are contracted to do whatever they need to do to me. They're doing this thing to me because I'm a target individual, meaning I'm a human subject in this program where the government is utilizing this technology onto us, contracting lowlifes like them. Just like they've done that to women, just like they've done that to children. And they have pushed people to kill, even children. Out of the 18 people who died, there was a father and a son. The kid was 14 years old with his dad. At least he didn't die alone, right? And they try to be like, oh, you're going to be in pain, make him hurt. That's what they were saying. It's like, oh, there is no screams or pain or crying that's going to change the reality of what you're part of. If you don't think I see you for what you're part of, nasty. You know, this trash in the hallways that make noise campaign, that are trying to disorient me, or they're trying to box in these retardations of ways of thinking. I respect these people better than the people who still try to maintain this, like, oh, wait, no, we don't. No, these people in the hallways, like, oh, we're going to plant heroin. Making clear that they're trash like that. You understand? This is the kind of people, like, I respect your trash. You know your day's going to come. Do your thing. I prefer that than these people who try, oh, yeah, we're daring to do this. No, you're trash. You're cowards. If I was somebody who was aggressive, and you'll be nowhere to be. If I was somebody who was thinking about causing a mass shooting, and they will disappear. target individual, you see in this picture, you know, the reason why I put that specific picture, because he's not the only father of a child. It's because there's a similar picture of somebody that works with me. And he always tried to show how much of like, like he's just like happy and try to pretend like how he's like so, you know, like he's such a good father and whatever. And I'm like, you see, this man will never see his child. This child will never see his the father, right? You're there with your daughter and whatever. You're a coward trash involved in a program, and because of that program that you're in, this child will never see that father. But that's not even the worst. The worst is, you see that child that you have on your shoulder and you have on his shoulder? You can, in their program, there's children that age and younger being tortured. Younger than her. Sexually tortured too. No. People in this program, involved in this program to do these horrible things, cannot escape. I know when I speak like that, it makes it worse for me because they hate when I talk like that. Because they wanted to keep this psyop. And this psyop becomes more and more fraudulent. Why? Now we're gonna torture you even more. It's like, what stuff, whatever. more torture is not gonna change reality. It's like a child who's frustrated. He's like, oh my gosh, make him hurt even more. He's like, what? Almost all target individuals are forced to see child porn in their brain. Almost all you do the same tactics. There's a bunch of pedophiles in these agencies. This program is torturing women and children around the world. You do the pedophilia type of torture. Man, make him scream and cry. It's not going to change that. This program push people to kill in masses. They're trash low life. So I can never let them live the fantasy. This psyop will not work. And on top of that, they came and say Roy Moore. Why? Because, and I think that's why there's such a psyop of that nature. It's because this extremely conservative organization I worked for, donated money to somebody who allegedly, when he was a 35-year-old assistant DA, was picking up kids as young as 14 years old. How much humiliation can individuals like them experience? That's perhaps why they like to use these childlike people, because they don't have no self-respect in advance. And then you see a grown man try to talk like that. He's gonna laugh. It's like, did you hear why are you speaking like that? I'd rather die slow. But if my life, if I was able and capable of doing whatever I wanted, and my life, I was ending up saying things like, yeah, are they gonna laugh? Because what I'm involved in is almost comical, the way they try to force people to think. No. And to try to counter that, gaslight him that way. Oh, yeah, you're laughing? Oh, they're gonna laugh. I couldn't do it. I couldn't. So to all my target individuals, stay strong and find yourself lucky. The sufferance is not something I wish on to anybody, but there is another level of sufferance that this trash are part of. The sufferance of being so self-disrespected, humiliating by life, reality, no torture, trash. So stay strong and know that justice will be done for the nasty things they do. We're all gonna die. But you could have lived like that, and you didn't.